Alright, it's day number 38 of my talk in front of the camera, trying to enhance my ability to speak English and at the same time, I don't know, honishing and polishing my English skills like thinking, imagination, and everything like this. So, today I continue with IELTS questions, and there are some reasons for it. First of all, I couldn't ask ChatGPT properly to get questions I wanted to get because there are too less time, like 90 seconds to answer, like 30 seconds, and as a result, the video will be about 5 minutes. Like I don't need it. I want to talk more in English, so I need to check some video. I need to just to get right answer. First of all, you need to create right question. So I need to work a bit to check how does work, what kind of questions are during the test, because I forgot to say, by the way, yesterday I tried to pass trial Duolingo test and I got between 90 and 100, and to be honest, it's a good result. I mean, it's like B1 high and between beginning of B2, and I'm so glad to get such level of English, but I'm interested in 115, and in 3 months I will pass an exam this, and I need to get 115. So I want that's the reason why I want to practice with Duolingo questions, not with IELTS, and so I need to do something, to check something, and I hope I will be able to get a whole spectrum of questions that I need to answer, that I need to practice my speaking, because as I realized, I have a problem not only with speaking but also with vocabulary, something like with some vocabulary, and it's just when I need to fill in the blank with some words, I don't know how to write them. Just that's so ridiculous. All right, it's preface for 2 minutes 30 seconds, no problem. And so let's get started. Let's get started. Probably I said everything that I wanted. Like there are some reasons why I can't now answer another questions. I mean, concerning Duolingo test, and I mentioned about my score. So that's all. All right, let's go. Let's get started. We're talking about computers. All right, general questions about computers and your experience with them. In what situations or conditions do you usually use a computer? To be honest, there are different conditions or situations when I need to use my laptop. I don't have computer, I have a laptop. So I'm using it usually to study. I have a lot of pages, I have a lot of different websites that I'm using to study English, to study French, and of course I really like to watch movie from time to time. I do it, and the laptop is a great opportunity to take it and to put where do I need, so that's pretty well. Also sometimes pretty rarely I'm playing some games, but general I not really like it because it's kind of waste of time, and I'm doing it when I feel that I need it a bit just to relax, and then I will be with empty mind just to study. All right, next question. What was the first time you used a computer? Probably it was many years ago. To be honest, it was many years ago. Like I was about 4 years old, I guess. I saw how my dad doing something on the computer, and I asked him that I want to do something also. Probably he played something, I don't remember, and I wanted to try also. And I guess in that time it was my first interaction with computer. Yeah. Um, how often do you use a computer in your daily life? To be honest, it depends on what kind of tasks do I have per day. For example, sometimes I have French classes. It means that half of the day I'm not at home. I can't use my laptop. or I am in the trip and I generally don't have access to my laptop. So usually it depends on conditions and circumstances, but generally, if we don't count such unpredictable things, I can say that pretty a lot. I guess about 4 5 hours probably. It depends on my mood. It depends on uh, how many things do I want to learn today, and how many energy do I have to do it. So general, I guess about 4 5 hours, and probably plus 2 hours if I watch some movie. Alright, what kind of yeah, yeah. What kind of tasks do you mainly use a computer for? As I mentioned, mainly I'm using it for studying. I really uh, if, if the subject as English as French is interesting for me, I really like to study it, and mostly I use for it. First of all, it's like crucial for my future, just for communication with other people, and I really like it. And also it's just interesting to me, to be honest. And even when I hope that in the future I will speak fluently like English, French, and then I want to study Spanish. And yeah, so for studying, mainly for studying. All right, then we have part 2, long run. Describe a situation related to computer use. Describe a time when you had to use a computer for an important task. You should say what the task was, when it happened, how you used the computer, and explain how you felt about using the computer for this task. I started smiling just because I remind about one situation when I needed to write one work that had been written in the end of my study in the college, and I needed to I choose my topic randomly, and by accident I got a very hard topic, and I I couldn't find enough information for this, and I needed to come up with another idea. It was like about 2 years ago, and in that time ChatGPT wasn't so ubiquitous as nowadays. So I found it and I decided to write it due to ChatGPT. And to be honest, in that time it was pretty stupid. He gave me pretty short answers, and without explanation it was hard to force him to give me no normal answer. As a result, I got not the best work. I mean, let me even check how does it calls. It calls coursework. All right, coursework. Where's my questions? Yeah, so it was like coursework. I barely like passed it. I don't know, I executed this task, and it wasn't the best experience because I didn't learn anything from that coursework. And yeah, it was one of the most funny time when I used my computer to do something, and I was really glad that I managed to do it, and I hadn't a lot of problems because in my group I have probably half of people who were there, and they wasn't even able to. It calls like protect your coursework, or how they hadn't an ability to answer, so they wasn't allowed to protect their coursework. So I was glad that I hadn't such problems. I barely did it, and I was glad because I didn't use books. I needed in that time. I needed, by the way, just randomly choose some book related to law, and because I studied as a lawyer, and I just put it randomly, like what's the number related to what kind. So there were specific parts of my work and I needed to put a number from my list of sources that I used. I need to put a number and to paste there, and it shows that I used specific source to write specific part of my work. And I did everything due to ChatGPT, so I just did randomly. I found random books. Oh my god, this is just crazy. I don't know how did I pass it. It's all right. I was talking actually longer than 2 minutes, but I wanted to tell about this story, so it's no problem. Because first of all, I'm reminded that I'm not like passing this exam. I want to speak in English, and if I'm able to talk more about something, I don't mind to tell about it, to be honest, because I'm just improving my colloquial ability, and that's all I need. During recording this video. All right, part 3, more abstract questions related to technology and life without computers. All right. How would your life be different if there were no computers? I don't know. Nowadays, in today's world, it's impossible to imagine the picture where I am, but there are not computers. I don't know what should I do, because watching movies, studying, communication with my friends, learning different things, not only studying languages, everything I do due to my laptop or due to my phone. So it's like it's impossible to imagine my life without those gadgets. And I don't know, I can't even say what's the difference between life with computers and without computers, because I don't know, I wouldn't found myself in this place if I didn't have the computer. So it's impossible to answer it. In what situations do you think it would be difficult to someone to use a computer? To be honest, in this case, I can mention about really old people who is like about 70, 80 years old and older, and pretty like kids who's 4 years old. For them it's very hard to use computer. But for another generation, I don't think that there are some problems, because we are not talking about solving some problems like reinstall Windows or something like this. We are talking just about using our laptop, our computer. Like for example, you just opened Word, you texting something. You opened Chrome, Google, you texting something. You found, you reading. Nothing hard. So I don't think that there are some difficulties. It only depends on your age, in my opinion. Alright, how do computers affect the way people work and communicate today? Tremendously. Previously, like several decades ago, when we didn't have such abilities, our world developed slower than today. And I mean that with those opportunities that we have nowadays, it's really easy to learn about everything, to get in touch with anyone you want, and everything like this. Computers, they changed our world like really strong. I don't know, like the only word in my mind is tremendously, but I already said it. All right, and all right, there are especially about work and communicate today. So I would say that, for example, work, people are able to work from their homes. It's first of all, a lot of people like with the profession AI are able to make a lot of money just sitting at home or sitting at office, and mainly the work that we have to do is related to our computer. So it's just several decades ago, it was impossible to imagine something like this. And communicate, it's like obvious. I already told about it when I said that if I wouldn't have computer, I didn't communicate with my friends. So yeah, I know feels hard to answer this question. First of all, because there are some things that I have already said. I don't want to repeat them. And also, I don't know. I can say that everything changed tremendously. This all. All right. What are the advantages and disadvantages of using computers frequently? Um, it depends what are you doing by using your computer, but for example you are doing something great, so as a result, as an advantage, I can highlight, for example, your mind. You become smarter when you study a lot. For example, 8 hours per day you are sitting for the computer and you are studying. That's really cool. It's actually develop your mind, and you becoming a person who can be competitor for others in some field or something like this. But about disadvantages, unfortunately, it's pretty harmful to our health to sit a lot of like during whole day, to sit and to work on with our computer. I mentioned about it in the last video that we should to buy something like watches to observe when should we get up and make small walking. Alright, the only disadvantage is just the things that is related to our health, and I don't know, I don't have another ideas in my mind, to be honest. Alright, and the last question, do you think it's important for children to learn how to use computers from an early age? Why or why not? Yes, definitely, in my opinion, it's one of the most important skills. Just because nowadays everything that we wanted to learn, we wanted to do, no matter study, working, everything related to our PC. And there are some necessary things that that should be done due to our computer. For example, when we work with coursework, as I mentioned, when I did it, also with something like presentation and everything like this. So yeah, I guess it's important to teach children how to use it, how does it work, to be aware about it, at least a bit, basically, but it's important. All right, and that's all for today. That's all questions that I managed to answer, and I hope the next time, probably after the next time, like in the sooner future, I will be able to understand how does work those questions like related to Duolingo, because I need to train actually with them and in boundaries of time that is provided there. So for today, that's all, and bye.